Today we're going to make a drink bottle holder, and we are going to use these two fabrics. This one I bought for my daughter because she loves sushi and she's always asking me for sushi, so I bought her some sushi. So mean. Okay, so it's not difficult. What we've done is we've measured how high she wants it up, and we've measured the circumference, and we've measured the bottom. So, thief! We've ended up with 2 squares because she wants it to come quite high up. And then we've got a long strip. This is for a strap, so you can wear it crossways over your shoulder, which is quite useful. Gives you free hands. Okay, so maybe I should draw a little picture of how we figured out how big to make stuff. Oh, there's quite a lot of chocolate in this drawer. That's pretty cool. Can you pass me a pencil, please? Okay, so this is the height that's wanted, plus half of the bottom of the bottle, so I guess the radius, but I'll call it half the diameter, plus I think we added 2 centimeters for seam allowances. This measurement is the circumference of the bottle plus 2. For this one we went for 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters wide and 1 meter long. Yeah, so let's put them together. The first thing we're going to do is prepare the shoulder strap thing. So we're going to place that right sides together and sew all the way down one edge. Then we're going to turn it outside out and top stitch it. I should mention that we need 2 of these. We've just got, this is a quilting cotton, and this is quite a sturdy synthetic thing that was really cheap but an awesome colour. Alright, so that's sewn all the way down. Now we're going to turn it outside out. Put your fingers in, grab a bit, and pull it out. Your turn. Alright, we're going to give that a quick iron, and remembering that because it's a synthetic, we need to have the iron on a synthetic setting. Someone did actually melt a tiny bit of this because it wasn't cotton. So just a quick iron. Come over here, you. Ideally, you want the edge of your seam to be actually out. Sorry, your seam to be on the edge of the fabric rather than tucked inside. Apparently that's a skill that's hard to learn. Well, everyone has trouble with it. And then we're going to just top stitch that, and then it will be time to construct the rest of the bag. If you're not sure what top stitching is, we've basically just got the edge of the foot against the edge of the fabric, right sides out. Apparently the fabric's misbehaving a bit. It's unfortunate. And just going all the way down the end. Yeah, I don't know what that fabric's doing, but anyway.
What the heck?
It just looks like it's like folding.
It went thinner.
It's been objectionable, is it?
I missed it massively.
Oh, how's it all folded like that?
I don't know. I just folded
Oh.
mine.
Shall we just come back to that side? Yeah, the seams just disappeared. Okay, we might just do a spot of unpicking. Right, so something went awry. We're just doing some unpicking. This is nice and easy to unpick. You literally just and then pull a bit. Cut a few more, pull a few more. Cut a few more, pull a few more. And then pull out all the annoying little threads that are broken and lying around and looking ugly. All right, carry on. We very cleverly managed to unpick the actual seam instead of the top stitching. Well, yeah, some of the time it was both. Some of the time it was one and some of the time it was the other. So we're just going to top stitch that down, and I'm hoping that we'll enclose it all properly. It's only a drink bottle holder. That'll be fine. Much easier with pins. Right, so this has been top stitched on both sides. That's not strictly necessary, but I find it just keeps everything a bit more structurally sound. We did do a wee bit on the bit that we'd unpicked the seam by mistake, just to make sure it wasn't going to come undone, which almost makes me want to do more right lines, but whatever. Okay, so the next step is we need to sandwich our strap in such a way that it's going to come evenly on either side of the bottle holder when it is made. The face, that sounds so difficult. So we're going on the top of your bottle holder, so whichever side that's going to be. For us it doesn't matter because this is square, but I'm going to make it so that the stretch goes that way rather than so horizontally. So I'm going to fold it in half. You're watching. Folding it in half, making a little crease there so we can see where half is. And then we need to place this in between, bearing in mind that we're going to have about a centimetre seam allowance. Does that look like it's in the middle to you? In the middle of that, in that crease there.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we need to make sure we don't twist this, so it needs to be like that. And that needs to go in the middle on that side. Does that look all right? Yeah, satisfied? Okay, now we're going to get the other piece. Which way's up? Does it have an up? That? Yeah. So we're sandwiching our pieces together. Can I have some pins, please?
Of course, my lady.
Oh, I thank you. And we're going to pin the straps first to make sure that they don't move, and then add a few more pins. All right, put some more pins across. 1, 2, 3 ought to do. Right, and now she's going to sew all the way across, edge of the fabric against the edge of the foot. Okay, that's all stitched, so we're just going to iron that quickly and then do some cunning things. All right, we're going to pin this here so that it doesn't attempt to become embroiled in an altercation with the seams we're about to sew, because that would be annoying. We've had enough of unpicking. We're going to fold it in half lengthways. We're going to match up our side seam here. Sorry, our top seam. And we're going to pin all the way along in either direction. So those straps should stay in place. Just be careful that they don't get involved. Yeah? Okay, so she's going to sew all the way down there. Oh, no, she's not. I forgot about the whole, we need a hole, and also we need to sew the top and the bottom. That was close. Okay, so which one's outside or which one's inside?
I don't know.
The blue, so this is she's going to be the lining. Okay, can you grab that blue marking pen up there? Okay, so you're going to leave a gap between here and here. So you're going to sew there, back stitch, hey, all the way along there, down there, back stitch. Yeah? Yep, so make sure there's a gap here. Righty ho, that's all stitched. And now we're going to do some corner boxing. What the Sigma? The face. Okay, so we're going to box both the corners in such a way that we end up with a square at the bottom. Okay, so to box a corner, we need to know how big we want to do it, or small. So in this case, I need to divide this up into 4 equal spaces. Well, that's annoying. It's 12.5. Well, I just like 12.4. That's less annoying. How many times does 4 go into 12 and 12.4?
3 point something.
3.1. Close enough. Can't even tell. This, I don't know, I need like ½ millimeters. How am I supposed to tell? So 3.1, 6.2-ish, 9.3-ish. And I'm actually going to mark the same, well, just the, oh, actually I don't need that middle one. Never mind, it's there now. So we'll put a 3.1 over here and over here. Here. Okay, where's the lid? I lost the lid. These pens dry out so fast if they're not lidded. Here we go. Okay, so now we are going to fold it so that that mark and that mark line up, and this seam and this fold line up. Like so. Pins, please. I'll just double check that those marks are lining up. Not quite. Okay, close enough. And then we're going to rule a line. So I need to make sure everything is flat. Are you paying attention, madam? Because you're going to do the other side. Need to make sure it's all flat. And then I usually use my quilting ruler, which you may have realized by now is a good friend, because then I can line up something with the seam, whatever random number, and then I line up this edge with the little dot I've got there, and I need a line along there. That's going to be the stitching line. We're going to do the same thing here. So I want this seam to line up with this seam. You can feel if it's roughly lined up. The corner should be on the corner. Okay, and again we'll do this. So I want it at right angles to this seam. Put some more pins in so that things don't do weird stuff while she's sewing. That's pretty perfect sewing, exactly on the lines. And now we're going to snip the edges off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All the way.
Yep, all the way.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
There we go. And the other one? It's just to get rid of some of the extra bulk. If the scissors have been difficult, I open them up more. They're sharper down here because it's useless. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we shall reveal the magic. Okay, all our corners are boxed. Now for the moment of truth. We're going to outside out it.
Oh, wait, what? Ah, I see. What? No, I don't see. No, I don't.
Keep pulling.
It is recorded.
Keep pulling. How exciting. Penny one. Yeah, that was weird. You're right. She's giving me the pained teenager look. Okay, so sew along here to close the gap as close to the edge as possible. Okay, and now it is ready to turn into an actual thing. So,
Am I done?
yep, then you're done. You're going to push that inside. We could top stitch that, but she's probably not going to want to.
No.
You want to do it or shall I do it?
Okay, this is too.
See, nice square end. You want to put your bottle in?
Sure.
Is it reasonably snug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a little tighter, but you can put a bigger bottle in there as well, which will be helpful. Slay. Now it can be worn instead of carried. Who doesn't like doing that? Happy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to top stitch around here to make it extra pretty?
You can.
I can. How kind.
You're welcome.
Or you could just leave it.
Okay.
Done.